arrived in Andamooka. Andamooka, and we're opal hunting again. Andamooka.
Opals again?
Yeah, opals again.
You're kidding me. Oh my God.
Andamooka is another South Australian opal mining town, so we're going to come and check out the opals and stuff here, do some noodling. Andamooka was first discovered by John Stuart when he was travelling up the centre of Australia in about 1858, and then there was a station in the area called Andamooka Station, and Andamooka was named by John Stuart and means large waterhole, which was the Lake Torrens area, even though it's a salt lake.
I was going to say, I haven't seen any water here.
No, I haven't seen any water.
I've seen a big ass salt lake out there, but we'll check that out later.
Yep, anyway, so the station ran here for a number of years, and in about 1930 a couple of station hands happened to be in the area, and they kicked over a rock and saw a nice big fat opal, and it was a floating opal.
Nice.
And then off went the boom for opal, and come along and see what we find in Andamooka.
Hopefully we can find some more opal.
Arrived at Andamooka, and we're in the caravan park here. I'll just show you that. It's pretty good here. It's got 12 power sockets, so 12 vans can hook up the power for 12 dollars a night. That's pretty cool. And there's the town down that way. And this is like the mining area right on the edge of town. An old machinery display here at Andamooka. Isn't it? What's the wind rating? Oh my God, it's crazy. Look at it. Crazy, and it's just like blowing the gale. And this is normal. Look at that black sky.
This is what you call sideways rain.
Out of the wind. What was the reading on your
53 kilometres an hour it got up to.
in the Andamooka Bottle House and Museum, all made of beer bottles and mud inside the bottle house. Okay, so we're going under the post office now, down into their mine that they used to work. Not allowed to mine in town anymore, so this is sort of what's left of it. How they've made this wall, so they've put some opal in here obviously, but they're showing how the vein would run and how you'd find pockets and how the shifts in the earth have formed or allowed for the space there for the opalized rocks to form.
In black light.
The matrix. Sure, the actual opal part. Sure. So this huge rock is apparently a huge big piece of matrix opal, and it was mined by Otto Zuna on the Tea Tree Flat, and it's been donated here. So guys, part of the display down here is the historical cottages. So these were all the first cottages that were built here in Andamooka, and this one just happens to be the famous Jack Absalon's dad's house. So he built this in about 1942 and lived here and did some mining. So let's go and have a look.
Frank Albertoni's place is another one of the original cottages. So we'll go in here and have a look. He is very, very short.
He must have been a short bloke.
He must have been a very short bloke. We're going to have to duck to get in here.
Have a look at this doorway.
Watch out! Duck your heads, guys. Buckets that we're talking about with the windlass. So they'd go down into the mine, filled up with dirt and gravel and rocks, and then lifted up with the windlass. Oh, he's got his stove down in here.
Look. Shopping back in those days, so you had to make do. So
what have we got
this
here?
device for?
Okay, so this one here is called a windlass. What would happen is they'd have a rope or a cable wrapped around this pole here. And this one here is actually a two-person one. It's got a handle on each end. They would use this to raise up and lower all the spoils out of the mine.
It's good fun to go and have a bit of a noodle. So just need some basic equipment. So basically I've just got a little miner's pick, a little shovel. You can go with big guns if you want, big pick and big shovel, and some sort of sieve to put the stuff into so you can sort through your material. Good idea to have some safety glasses, because when you're sieving and that, it's quite material and dirty. Break it all up. And you can be looking for the gems as you do it. And you can shovel the stuff into the sieve. So then have a hunt through and see if you've got anything. So you're looking for kind of a white look here, I guess, for the white sort of opal. And you know, maybe that's a bit there. And see a couple of little bits of potch maybe in that. Probably doesn't have any colour. You need to go out in the light and check it out, or wet it. So anyway, that's noodling. So they use a couple of methods when they're going for the real stuff, so way down deep. So you know, you have depths from sort of 3 metres down, you know, 10 metres, 15, 20 metres, where they find the opal in the reefs and that have been formed. So one of the ones is open cut. So open cut, they're using a dozer and an excavator, checking out all these seams that are down here. So you've got these, you can see these seams and that running here, down in the side. We'll show you a close up of that in a minute. And that's kind of what they're looking for. They're looking for uplifts, basically. And whenever there's been an uplift, that's allowed the silica oxide to form, which forms the way that they do is they drill a big hole, and they'll go down the shaft and then start making these tunnels out from that shaft. So this is a tunnel that's been started, and you know, looking for the opal seam down about 8 to 10 metres now in depth. And you know, the possibility of opal being here is quite possible. It's in one of the opal finding areas, and yeah, that's their second method. We'll show you one of the holes. Probably the test hole here, which is on top of that shaft that we were just looking at. But I've done a test hole, may have found something, gone down and done a shaft underneath. So,
but we don't go getting too close to these things, do we?
No, absolutely dangerous. And when you're out noodling, you do have to be careful, because these holes are everywhere and they are not pegged off or anything. They're everywhere. Right here, there's 4 or 5 holes up the top of this. My neck.
What's wrong?
Well, when you're spending all this time out in gem country, you're always looking down on the ground.
Ah, so you got noodle neckitis.
Noodle neckitis, oh my god. I've got noodle neckitis. Okay. So we've been hunting around in the pits there all day, a lot of days, and it's hot, dry, dusty, and really it is quite difficult to find stuff sometimes. So really we found the best way really is to use a blacklight torch and go around the piles and dig and have a look. So anyway, when you use a blacklight, you pretty much go around your piles and shine it down on the ground, and then hopefully you find some bits. So they will stand out like this, if you can see those. And yeah, pick it all up, bring it home and see whether there's anything in it. If it's actually really opal, is it will actually leave an afterglow after you put the black light on it.
So here's a modern technology at work. This is the way they do their noodling for opals nowadays. The opals go into this separator on the end, then they go through this rotary sieve, then into this room on the end, this little shed, where they use a black light to search for. Hey guys, we're going to head out to Stewart's Creek, the opal fields out there, see what we can do. It's a fair drive, 40 kilometres, it's windy as hell, it's a full drive track only, so you need to make sure you've got plenty of water, fuel, all that sort of stuff, and your car's in good condition, because I think this track might be a bit gnarly. We'll give it a try and see how we go.
Of the desert, and look, we've just come across these beautiful lilies growing all in this little creek bed. I did see some info that there's actually an Andamooka lily, and I know we're like 40 k's from Andamooka, but I'm wondering whether this is it. So just coming into Stewart Creek now, so we're going to go and check out the mines and that here. Pretty much terraformed this whole mountain here at Stewart Creek. Have a look at it.
Well, looks like we caught one of the miners in the act. It's only Elra.
Well, you'd think it'd be something exciting because it's all nice and shiny.
Gypsum.
A big hunk of gypsum. It's everywhere out here. Been staying in Andamooka for a couple of over a week now, and we've been lucky enough to go down to the lapidary club there. They charge $5 a day basically, and go there for a few hours and cut up your gems. So we've been doing some fossicking, noodling during the week, and we found a few gems. I've got a few here that we started last week. A couple of little nice stones here, and a couple on the dob sticks ready to go. So this one's really nice colour. It's one of the ones that we did buy. This is the Lapindary Club, and this is open on the weekends for 4 hours each day on the weekend, and it's $5 each to have a go on the machine. Bring your own stones.
The club has a number of cabbing machines used to shape and polish the stones. Each cabbing machine has various coarse wheels on it, or grit wheels, from very coarse all the way down to very, very fine, which puts a nice shine on it. Each wheel is used to remove the scratches from the previous wheel.
Here's a good bit that's matrix here. This stuff here. See that's lovely. That's gonna come up really nice.
Not quite much in that one, so it's not really worth going through the process for, or that one. Little speckles, but they're little pin fires.
Oh, here,
yeah.
That's a green. No, see, even just that little bit of green that I can see now.
Okay.
I'd cook it again.
Oh.
You cook it.
Yeah.
And boy, that's going to be green.
Guys, there's no great hard and fast rules about noodling. Basically, if you're coming out to these areas, you've got to have a bit of fun, have a bit of a dig, and see if you can get lucky and find yourself some opal. That's it for Andamooka for us. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll join us on our next one. Don't forget, if you want to follow along, to give us a like, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when our next video is out. See ya! See you on the road.